Hey everyone, this is at Don from 801. Just bringing you a new video on my beginner's guide here. So last video we talked a little bit about tech and the order of tech. We touched on the point of rapid production, doing the first seven, as well as base development, doing the next seven there. And then we talked about jumping over to your class APC. Again, guys, this is a guide for your main bases. I will talk about a guide for your farms. I'm actually on one of my farms right now, so disregard that. Either way, your first tech, rapid production, next tech, base development. Third tech you want to completely max out is your class APC on your main. You want to get to these thirds, this third hero, all the way here at the bottom. You want to have that as early as possible. This is number one, going to make you a lot stronger early on. And number two, it's going to let you gather a lot more. It's going to give you a lot more flexibility. So once we're done with that tech, you should move over to basic military and work on your full metal jacket. Get it all the way up. This gets you 15% HP. Okay, this is huge and makes you a lot stronger because HP is the only tech or the only attribute in the game that's not counted. From there, we will move on to, and I suggest this, some of you guys may have different preferences, but I suggest vehicles as your next tech, teching all of this all the way down until you get to vehicle enhancement, okay? Once you get there, stop. Don't do any more tech in here because everything else beyond that is going to cost you courage medals. You need courage medals for COZ. I'm sure by the time you get to this tech, COZ would have started in your state, and you're going to want to definitely max out zone commemoration all the way before you move to any other tech that requires your courage medals because this is huge. This is why we play this game basically. The COZ at the end of the day, this last tech here is going to give you amazing rewards. It's going to open up the game for you. It's going to change things. This is the way you're going to jump from B22 to B25 in maybe a week or two. And this is how you're going to be able to make all your parts. This is how you're going to be able to get further in the game. And without this, you're just going to be stagnant until you get there. You're not going to really be able to unlock any of your tier 9 vehicles or your shooters or your fighters because for tier 9, any tier 9 unit, you got to have everything up here maxed out. These first three, the next three, and the following three. All of that's going to be needed to be maxed out. And in order to get there, zone commemoration is your way to go. It's the only way you're going to actually get there, unless you're going to just spend a boatload of money on it. But it's honestly not worth it. And either way, you still are required to complete everything above this to be able to unlock your tier 9 units. Okay? So it's very important to work on orders here in this tech so you progress properly and you can get there a lot quicker and stop making the mistake as many people have done where they mix and match and they do a little bit of tech here in APC 1 and they jump around doing a little bit in zone conflict once COZ starts. And you don't want to do that because you're just going to end up holding yourself back. Okay? So try to stick to the order. Um, Another big thing for your main base when you first start off is going to be your class. At level 6, you have the option to choose your class. Now, most people will probably choose Raider, and Raider's ultimately the class you want to be when you're maxed out or when you're at a certain point in the game. And I would say probably between level 13 to level 15. It's probably about the time you're gonna switch classes to Raider as your main account. However, you can start off either as a farmer or a trader. I believe builder is not available until National Quest is open, which is 30 days into the state when LC starts and so forth. But let's talk about the two that are going to be available. And one of these should be your choice. I have a preference, but I will give you guys the background on both of them. So as a farmer, you can see what buffs you get and what debuffs you get, and then just kind of make your judgment calls on these. What's great about Farmer is you get this production center, which is great. Gives you a bunch of resources. I think it's every 12 hours you can go in there and do a rapid production, get a bunch of resources. That's obviously going to help you grow fast, but the downfall here is you don't have the money boost, and you will find yourself from time to time being short on money. Okay, now you're obviously as a default negative for farmers, you're going to be a lot weaker, but you do have depot protection, so it kind of helps you to save some of your resources. You won't be fully cleaned out, and you can keep making resources pretty fast. You got gathering speed bonuses, you got troop payload bonuses, so you can really gather a lot of resources, which is food, oil, wood, and iron. You can gather those four resources pretty quick compared to other classes. Okay, and Raider actually, if you look here, you have a negative 30% production on cash, fuel, food, lumber, and iron. So you're actually much weaker to grow if you choose Raider initially at the very beginning, when you can either choose Farmer or you can choose Trader. Now, Trader, I'll give away the hint, is my favorite. And the reason why, this right here, free market, cash production plus 50%. The money at the very beginning, and especially towards the end, when you get up to 13, 14, 15, you really need a lot of money. The money starts becoming a problem. Even as early as like base level 7 or 8, you'll notice that you're going to start falling short on cash. And cash, I mean, you'll get some from the boxes and the little events that the devs put out at the very beginning, which that's great. It'll help you. But honestly, being a trader initially, you'll probably get to these base levels a lot quicker. And the goal here, as you start a new account, is to literally rush from base 1 to base 20 and do it as fast as you can. And the way to do that is honestly having the money, because you don't have any debuffs as a trader for farming or gathering. So you can actually send your APCs out and gather a decent amount of resources. You're not going to be weaker per se, even though you do have some wounded speed debuffs where it's going to take you a little longer to heal up. That really is not a huge concern at the beginning. Your troops will train right back up, maybe in 5 or 10 minutes. It's really not that bad. Um, so you definitely want to have Trader, I think, in my opinion, as your class initially. I would stay that way until about base 13 or maybe base 15. But you got to have farms, guys. Once you change over to Raider, you're gonna need farms, and it's very, very important to have farms. So I'm gonna have some videos coming up very soon, a whole farm playlist that talks about farms, what are farms, how to use farms, how to do your daily maintenance, and how to maximize everything from your farms. So that's coming up, but stay tuned. So yeah, guys, this is what I suggest. Being a trader initially, get your tech done. Um, Definitely continue in the order I've mentioned, and just keep upgrading your base structures as needed. Because if you go in here, and I might be ready to actually go up to the next level. Let's see. Actually, no. You'll see here, ration truck. I got to get it to 19. Anytime you're going to upgrade your base, if you come in here, you'll see that it has the requirements to the next base. I suggest, as a starter, when you're first starting out, you do the requirements and then continue to upgrade your base. It's very important to get to base 20 as soon as you can. You'll see when you first start off, the devs give you a quest that actually, I think it's in 15, 20 days or something like that, if you get to base 20, you get a reward. Um, and the reason for that is you really want to base jump to base 20. And you're probably going to stick there for a little while. I'd say a couple months, because you're going to have to start running through your COZ and start, building up your zone commemoration tech and getting through that. And I'll bring another video on advanced base leveling and advanced base techs and things of that nature and strategies. But for now, just focus on upgrading your base to base level 20 by base jumping, which means you're going to do exactly what is required to get to the next base. You're also going to focus on your key techs. Get those techs done, and you're going to be just fine. Stick to the plan, guys, and if you got any questions, please let me know. Like and subscribe if you want more material. I'm going to keep putting them out there as much as I can. Thank you all.